Alright, sorry Rose. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. My name is TN Envy, and this is going to be a prediction video for Forbidden Door AEW and New Japan Pro Wrestling 2023. Now, before we get started, I just want to say one thing. As I've said in my previous video before, I don't know a lot about New Japan. I only know a little bit from seeing Mercedes matches, and on top of that, also what I've seen in AEW. So if I don't pick a certain New Japan wrestler to win, don't look at that as me saying that they're not good. I'm just not educated enough to think that they will win the match. Alright? So without further ado, if you see me look over to my left, it is because I got my computer pulled up to see what matches that we got. So first match. Okay. First match is going to be the pre-show, the 0 hour. It's going to be Owen Hart Cup Tournament first round between Athena and Billie Starkz. Now, I don't know a lot about Billie Starkz, but I watched Ember Moon, or Athena, back when she was Ember Moon in WWE a lot, and I've watched some of Athena's work here in AEW, and she has been nothing but dominant. And in my opinion, she is, other than Sky Blue, she's a surefire pick to win the whole thing in the Owen Hart Cup Tournament. And with my lack of knowledge on Billie Starkz, I gotta go with Athena for that first one. Then you got Adam Cole versus Tom Lawlor. Now, Adam Cole has had a decent amount of momentum lately. Almost beat MJF to get a shot at the AEW World Title. Now he's going to be teaming up with MJF next week in the that weird tag team tournament that they're having. And I don't know a lot about Tom Lawlor. I've heard very good things about him, so this should be a banger. It should be a great match. But I think with what it looks like they're trying to do, because it looks like they're trying to shape up Adam Cole up to be the guy to dethrone MJF. So if that's what they're trying to do, I do not see Tom Lawlor beating Adam Cole clean. So if it's a clean match, Adam Cole wins it. If it's dirty by any way, then I think Lawlor has a chance. Maybe MJF runs interference, although that wouldn't make sense considering his match is going to be the opening match. Then you got the 6-man tag team match. Chris Jericho, Sammy Guevara, and Minoru Suzuki versus Sting, Darby Allin, and I'm not even going to pronounce his first name, but Naito. Now this is a dream match for decades. You know, they've been in WCW together. I want to say they were both in WWE at the same time. I'm not 100% sure, but they've been in AEW together for a while. So it was only a matter of time before this happened. And myself personally growing up watching Sting with my dad, this is going to be a very fun match to watch. I don't have a 100% confident answer on this one, but what I can tell you is Sting is undefeated in AEW right now. So I don't see Chris Jericho, Sammy Guevara, and Minoru Suzuki being the three to beat him, the first person to beat him. I think if Sting is going to lose his first match, it's got to be a singles match. Or duos at the most. A tag team match with Darby. So I don't see Jericho and Guevara and Suzuki beating him. Honestly, if they do, props to them. It's a hell of a trio. But I just don't see them being the ones to dethrone Sting on his undefeated streak in AEW. 1 second. Now, next, the 10-man tag team match. Now this is going to be a great match. Jon Moxley, Claudio Castagnoli, Wheeler Yuta, Konosuke Takeshita, and Shota Umino versus Hangman Adam Page, the Young Bucks, Eddie Kingston, and Tomohiro Ishii. Now, the past couple of days, I've been going back and forth on this. Before we didn't know who their two partners were going to be, I 100% thought BCC were going to win. But I feel like this isn't going to be the end of the rivalry. I feel like the end of the rivalry has to involve both Omega and Danielson. So with that being said, I do believe somehow, some way, the Young Bucks, Hangman, Kingston, Ishii are going to win. It's going to be very interesting to see how Kingston teams with them. But I just feel somehow, some way, they're going to pull it out. I think Omega and Danielson are both going to get involved, even though they have their own matches. So it's going to be very interesting to watch. I'm going to be very excited. Next is a match that I think has the chance to steal the show, which is the Fatal 4-Way for the AEW International Championship. Orange Cassidy will be defending against Zack Sabre Jr., Shibata, and Daniel Garcia. We've all been talking about who can potentially dethrone OC, Orange Cassidy, since he's really, after he got done feuding with Pac and Buddy Matthews. Those were two different feuds, I know, but and I wasn't sure if there was anyone. After he beat Swerve, I really was like, is there really anybody that's worthy to beat him? I didn't know. I really didn't. But this guy, he's got a lot of potential. You know, he's been very promising in his career so far. And I think Forbidden Door is a perfect night to get another AEW title under his belt. I think Daniel Garcia, although he's not my favorite, I do think he's a great wrestler. I do think Daniel Garcia could be the perfect person to dethrone Cassidy. I think this match has a chance of stealing the show without a doubt, and I cannot wait for it. But at the end, I think Daniel Garcia will pull it out. Then you got the Men Owens Cup first round. CM Punk will take on Satoshi Kojima. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that name. I think this is going to be a banger of a match. This is a rematch from Ring of Honor 20 years ago, 2003. So I really think this is going to be a great match. But I could see Kojima beating Punk just because of the story. But for some reason, I just don't think Punk is going to lose his first pay-per-view match return. If it was for the AEW title, I could understand, because it would be like continuing his storyline with MJF, because MJF was supposed to beat Punk at Full Gear, but then that whole backstage altercation happened. But I just don't see Punk losing his first pay-per-view match back. So I think Punk takes the win. I really do. Next, this is gonna. See, a lot of people are hating on this next match. Sonata defending the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship against Jack Perry, which I don't understand why people are hating on this. A lot of people, so Sonata wanted a top guy from AEW, and they gave him Jack Perry. And a lot of people don't like that, but I personally do. I remember from watching Jungle Boy Jack Perry with Luchasaurus and Christian Cage, I knew that Jungle Boy was going to be a future world champion. And to be honest with you, I thought he had a chance at Double or Nothing. I kind of expected MJF to win because I thought his reign was going to at least last until All Out or Full Gear this year. But I thought Jungle Boy had a decent chance. So I don't think it's going to be a bad match. I think it's going to be a great match. So I personally don't get the hate that this match is getting. Sonata versus Jack Perry. I don't think it's going to be a 5-star classic by far, but I definitely think it's going to be a great match. And at the end, I think Sonata's going to get the victory. But Jack Perry is definitely going to put up a show. Next, you got the opener of the show, which I know I'm going in weird order, so I apologize. MJF will be defending the AEW World Championship against Hiroshi Tanahashi. I'm just going to get straight to the point. I think MJF's going to win. I don't see Tanahashi winning. I was hoping to see something good out of Tanahashi last night in Collision. I wasn't really impressed, to be honest with you. I wasn't impressed with Swerve either. So, I thought the match was okay. But for somebody that's supposed to be facing the world champion today, I felt like the match yesterday was very underwhelming by far. So I think MJF wins. I just don't think Tanahashi's the guy to dethrone him. And next is the match that I'm most excited for and that I think should be main eventing, but it's not, and that's okay. The rematch, Kenny Omega versus Will Ospreay for the IWGP United States Championship. Now, I have not seen the original match. I plan on watching it at some point. A lot of people are saying it's match of the year already when it first came out. So I'm very excited. You know, at that time he had Don Callis to kind of help him, give him his advice. But Kenny Omega versus Will Ospreay, I think it's going to be the match of the night. I really do. From the highlights that I did see, I think it would have been match of the night. But I just think this is going to be even better. I think it's going to be back and forth, you know, finisher after finisher, signature after signature, reversal after reversal, back and forth, back and forth. But ultimately, I think Ospreay's going to take it home. Now, I like Omega. I'm a fan of Omega, so I wouldn't be mad if Omega won. I'd be happy. But, you know, Omega came in to Ospreay's home turf, Tokyo. Sorry for stumbling the words. And beat him. And what better way than to return the favor by coming into Omega's, not only his home turf, AEW, but his home country in Canada, and embarrassing him in Canada by taking the IWGP United States title from him. And I also feel like Don Callis is going to play a part in this somehow. They kind of planted the seeds on Wednesday by Don Callis offering his personal security in Toronto. So I definitely feel that Ospreay is going to win, and Don Callis is going to play a part in it somehow. Now, I missed a couple of the the 0 hour cards. So let me pull that up real quick. Here we are. So we went over that one. Okay, United Empire, Jeff Cobb, Kyle Fletcher, and TJP versus Los Ingobernables, Japan, Shingo Takagi, Bushi, and Hiromu Takahashi. Now, I don't know a lot about either of these teams. I've seen Jeff Cobb wrestle once against Kenny Omega on Dynamite for the United States Championship. I think it was a pretty good match. And there was points where I thought Jeff Cobb was going to win. And I also know a lot about TJ Perkins from being a big WWE fan, watching his cruiserweights with Brian Kendrick. You know, those were some great matches. I think United Empire takes this. And the only reason I'm saying this is because I don't know anything about I want to say it's NATO that's with in Japan. I don't know anything about NATO and his crew. I've heard a lot about NATO, but I haven't seen any of his matches. So I think United Empire takes it home. Then you got Stu Grayson versus El Phantasmo. It's gonna be a good match. Good match for a 0 hour. We'll see how this goes down, but I think El Phantasmo takes it home. And the last of the 0 hour, Mogul Embassy versus Roppongi Vice and El Desperado. Mogul Embassy has been on a roll lately. They've just been on fire when they're teaming together, and they just kind of seem unstoppable right now. So I think Mogul takes it home. I really do. And then you've got the main event, the match that everybody has been talking about. and I think it has potential to be match of the year. Bryan Danielson versus Okada. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. I think it could go either way. But I think Danielson needs to be humbled. So in that matter, I think Okada is going to shock the world when he defeats potentially the greatest wrestler in the world in Bryan Danielson. But yeah, those are my predictions for Forbidden Door 2023. I think it's going to be a great show, and I am really excited. Tomorrow, I will be making a review on the Forbidden Door. Forbidden Door pay-per-view. So make sure to tune in on that tomorrow. I appreciate the support I've been getting. I'm really enjoying making these videos. I know I'm kind of still small right now, which is fine, but I'm really excited to see the future. I'm really enjoying making these videos for you guys. So with all that being said, thank you for watching, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a great Sunday, and enjoy Forbidden Door.